Self-acceptance is learning about who you are, flaws, strengths, and all. It is about letting go of the unrealistic expectations and learning to love yourself just as you are. It is about learning who you are and whose you are. Here's how we can begin this journey. First, acknowledge your strengths and weaknesses. Nobody is perfect, and that's okay. So you can begin a journal and list your strengths, your talents, and your qualities, everything that you like about yourself. And you can also include what persons like about you. And you can also identify the areas that you would want to improve in, but do not let it define who you are. So instead of saying, I'm not good enough, say, I am a work in progress. And that's okay. Second, stop comparing yourself to others. Stop comparing yourself to others. Social media and society can make you feel less than who you are. It can allow you to think that you are not that important as you continue to measure yourself against what society portrays as perfect. So, focus on your own growth instead of competing with others. Remember, your journey is unique. We each have our individual journey in life, and each journey is unique to that of the other person. Focus on your path and do not compare your journey with others. Remember again that your journey is for you. It is unique to you. And if social media makes you feel bad, limit your screen time or unfollow accounts that trigger self-doubt. Let go of the past. Everyone makes mistakes. It's part of being human. Instead of dwelling on the past, learn from it and move forward. Forgive yourself just like you would forgive a friend. Maybe you can write down one mistake that you have been holding on to. Then write one lesson that you have learned from it. Embrace your authentic self. Be true to who you are. And remember, no one is perfect. Even though others do not approve of who you are, be true to who you are. Being true to who you are can allow you to see your flaws, your mistakes, the areas that you would want to develop and the areas that you would want to make better. You do not need to fit into anyone's expectations. What makes you different is what makes you special. So ask yourself, am I living for myself or for others? And speak kindly to yourself. Your inner dialogue or your conversations with yourself, it matters. It is very important. Replace your self-criticism with self-compassion. So instead of saying, I'll never be good at this, I will never be good for this, I am not good enough, tell yourself, I am learning, I am improving. And try repeating one affirmation to yourself every morning. So what I do is every time I wake up, I spend time meditating before I go into my prayer and my devotion, and I affirm myself. I remind myself that I am up this morning because God has given me the privilege through his mercies to see another day, and this makes me special. So you can affirm yourself with any piece of information, any affirmation that you need and you believe that you need in your life right now, and try to do it every morning. Surround yourself with positive people, people who could encourage you, people who will uplift you and accept you, because healthy relationships, it reinforces your self-worth. There are places that you should not be in. These places you do not feel welcome. In these places you do not feel appreciated. And that's them, that's not you. So find yourself in environments, in areas, in places where you can feel welcome, where you feel loved, where you feel appreciated, where the people around you accept you. And evaluate your social circle. What or who in your circle makes you feel good about yourself? And then this will tell you whether this environment is what's right for you. Celebrate your progress. Growth takes time. Appreciate the small victories. It's one step at a time. You can keep a little journal, a wins journal, and you can document every achievement that you have, every accomplishment that you have. Every step forward is worth celebrating. As I say that, I remember some people might go to the habit of buying themselves something every time they have a special accomplishment. But it does not necessarily have to do with you buying yourself something. If you want to reward yourself with a gift, that is fine. But it is just encouraging yourself on your small accomplishments, on your small wins. You are enough. And you need to believe this. You are enough just as you are. Self-acceptance is a journey, not a destination. And you should embrace it with love and with patience. You need to recognize, we need to recognize that we are God's creation. We are not here by accident. God designed you on purpose. Your strengths and weaknesses are part of his perfect plan. He says in Jeremiah chapter 1 verse 5, before I formed you in your womb, I knew you. So we need to thank God for creating us uniquely. And we should not be seeking the approval of the world. We need to ask ourselves, am I seeking God's approval or the approval of man? And remember, as you make mistakes, that God's grace covers every mistake that you can ever make. We fall short. We all sin. We were born in sin and created in iniquity, the verse says. But don't let guilt or shame define you. Jesus has already paid for all your mistakes, for all my mistakes. There is no condemnation for those who are in Christ. Romans 8 verse 1 tells us. So pray for forgiveness and let go of the past. Trust that God's grace is bigger than your failures. And speak life over yourself. Your words shape your mindset. The words that you say to yourself, it shapes your mindset. It shapes how you think. Align them with what God says about you by replacing the self-doubt with spiritual affirmations. Because the word says that death and life are in the power of the tongue. And we can get this in Proverbs chapter 18 verse 21. So Affirm yourself with the faith-based scriptures like, I am chosen and I am loved by God. Yes, I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Trust that God's plan for you is good. Sometimes we struggle with self-acceptance because we compare our journey to others, but God's timing and plan for your life, for my life, for our life are unique to me or to you. Your plan, his plan for you is unique to you. Because he says in one of my favorite memory verses, for I know the plans that I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Jeremiah 29:11. So when you feel insecure, pray for God's grace and trust that he is working in your life. You are God's masterpiece, created in Christ Jesus for good works. Accepting yourself means embracing God's given identity with joy. You are a reflection of God's love and creativity. With a grateful heart, thank God for his uniqueness. God made you on purpose for a purpose. True self-acceptance comes from knowing that your self-worth is already established in Christ. You do not have to prove yourself to anyone. And remember, self-acceptance is a journey. It is not a destination. And may your plans for yourself align with the plans that God has for you, and trust that he will see you through.